Hi friends, my name is Andrea Worley and I just wanted to jump on Periscope real quick and share with you guys a couple thoughts that I had on my mind. It is a little before dinner time here in Arizona, and the title of this Periscope is called Community and Setting the Table. Just a little bit of background. My family and I have lived here in Arizona 6 years this fall. And when we moved to Arizona, we moved here to Phoenix with no family. We moved 1,600 miles from home, from the nearest family, and all of our family lives in the Midwest and in Tulsa and in Iowa. And so we moved here with no family. We moved here with just only knowing a handful of people here in Phoenix, and those people were from the church that we came here to be in ministry and be pastors at. And so when we moved here, we went through a season of just trying to find our place, and we were new parents, and we were pastors at a church, and just all the things that come with transition when you move somewhere. And so God has shown me a lot about community and what it means to be in community with people, and what it means to have community, and what it means to be that community to others around you. And so fast forward just a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, my grandparents, who are in their 80s, they moved to Phoenix. And it was the first time in almost 6 years that we had any kind of family that was living near us. And so for us, our family really has become not only our biological family, but it has become the friends and the people that we surround ourselves with, the friends that we get to do life with, and the people in our community, in our neighborhood, and in our church. And so for those of you that don't know, my grandmother had quadruple bypass surgery this past March. And in doing that, my mom moved out to Arizona to help take care of my grandparents for a season. She won't be here forever. She is here for a season and taking care of her. And so with that, my husband and I really decided that we wanted to start having family dinners every single Sunday with my grandparents and my mom and our family, because we know what it's like to live far away and not live near family. We know what it's like to ache for family around. We know what it's like to just wish on a day-to-day basis that we could be there for those holidays and those moments when everyone is gathering and we're not there. And so we just really decided that, we know what it's like to be without, and we really want to take advantage of this season that the Lord has us in and take this opportunity and really do life together as a family. And my husband and I have always had people in our home. It's been something that's super important to us to have people in our home. And it's not so much about entertaining, although I do love to entertain. I won't pretend that I don't love that and I don't enjoy preparing my home. But it's not about the fancy dishes. I don't have fancy dishes, first of all. It's not about linens. It's not about silverware. It's not about pretty tablescapes. What it really is about, yes, family is our first ministry. What it really is about is, whether they're your family or your friends, it's about inviting people over. It's about doing life with them. It's about sharing your life and opening your life to them, your heart. It's about having intimate and authentic conversations that go beyond just how was your work day, how are you guys doing, and really getting down to it. So I was thinking on Sunday, as I was preparing to have family dinner over, as I was setting our table and I was putting down, just the regular dishes we use every day, and, the paper napkins that came from my pantry, I was thinking that that community is less about, all that fancy stuff or trying to be fancy. And it's really just about preparing your heart, preparing your home for the work that God would want to do when you have people into your home. It's about the life that's going to happen around the table. It's about the conversations that are going to happen around the table. It's about just doing that life that God wants you to do together, the way that He created you to be in community with one another. He didn't create us to be alone. That's why God created Eve, so that Adam wouldn't have to be alone. And if we take that same model and translate that into our lives today, we're not meant to do life alone. We're not meant to do. And so I want to challenge you today that community is not about necessarily doing it the way that you, hold on a second, that not about doing it the way that you think that it's supposed to be done, but really figuring out where in your season of life can you reach out to somebody. Maybe you live in an area where your family's there. I would challenge you to go beyond the box of your family, that there's probably people at your church, in your community, people that you come across in your kids' activities, soccer practice, dance class, that they're searching. They're searching for community and people to do life with, and maybe they don't have friends, and maybe they don't have family that lives close. And I would challenge you to, from a person who's lived without family and who has learned and really my husband and I have put ourselves out there to build community, because it's not a natural built-in thing for us where we live. We don't have family here. We do now in the form of my grandparents and my mom, and so. I would just challenge you that wherever you're at, whatever season that you're in, to step outside yourself and create community. I always say, if you've been reading my blog for any amount of time, I always say, create the community you crave. And that's something the Lord challenged me with a few years ago when I was sad and whining about the fact that I didn't have people to share life with. God just really spoke to my heart and told me that if I wanted community, then I needed to create it. And I needed to be just as willing to reach out to people as I wanted people to reach out to me and invite me to things and invite my family to things. So God put me on this journey of really reaching out to people and being vulnerable. Making friends at my age, when you get to be an adult, is way harder to do when you're an adult than when you're a teenager or when you're in college and there's just people constantly around you. You really have to take these opportunities as they come and put yourself out there, and you never know what could happen. Some of the people that I share life with and do life with today are from those moments of just stepping out and putting ourselves out there. They've come from opening our home and putting ourselves out there, and it's from inviting people in our home. My husband and I, we always say that we want our home to be more than just four walls. We want our home to be inviting. We want our home to be a place where the Lord resides, and that when people walk into our home, they feel that. They feel that the Lord is here. They feel that there's goodness and grace within these walls of this home. So my girlfriend and I were talking, and we were just saying that, in our culture today, we've really lost the idea of hospitality and having people into our homes, and that it's not about, okay, come get them. Okay, I'll get them for you. Shut the door. That it's not about fancy meals. I'm not the best cook. I'm not a chef. It's not about fancy meals. It's not about stressing over things. It's not about dishware. It's not about linens. If you have a girlfriend in your life that she loves those things and those things really jazz her up, that's great, and encourage her in those things. Don't make her feel bad because she sets a pretty table and you don't like to do that. Don't make her feel bad for that. Encourage her in that, because that's a gift that the Lord's given her, and that's something that brings her joy. If you have a girlfriend that, she rips off paper towels and gives them to you as napkins when you're over, that's great. be blessed that she's having you into her home and she's opening up her home to you, and you're eating off of paper plates and paper napkins, because that's not what it's about. It's about the fact that she was vulnerable and she let you. Our homes are so intimate to us, and we've lost that art of having people into our homes. We think that they need to be perfect. We think that we have to clean for 5 hours before people come over, and we don't, Yes, it's just about gathering together. If you want to clean your house, that's great. If you don't want to clean your house and you just want to shut the blinds so that you can't see the dirt, I do that sometimes, do that. But when you have people into your home, or when you're invited to somebody's home, think of it as just a simple opportunity to be gracious and thankful, and really the way that God is inviting community into your lives and into your heart. We make things so complicated on so many levels, and I just wanted to encourage you today that this idea of community can be as simple as that. Set out the good china, set out your paper plates, order takeout or make a meal from scratch, whatever you want to do, whoever you want to do it with. Take that leap that's stretching in faith. Get outside your comfort zone, get outside your box, and build life together with others. And so I just wanted to remind you today that setting the table is less about the complicated things. It's less about the fancy things, that it's just simply about creating room in your heart for God to move and create community in your lives. So I hope you guys have an awesome night. I'm going to go make dinner for my kids, which is going to include some garlic bread from a box. So have a good evening, you guys. Bye.